Hi, and welcome to the Return Homestead. Today I'm going to be processing the rest of my apples, and I will be making apple butter. Now, when I make apple butter, at least for me, it's a 2-day process. So I will put it in my big roasting pan, keep it on low, and I'll cook it all night long. It's not a bad thing because your whole house smells like fall. So we like the smell of it cooking. I'm going to be using some homemade vanilla. And then I've got some cinnamon extract here as well, and pecan. So I'll be adding a little bit of that. The important thing to remember is when you're making apple butter, you can make it any way you want to. Basically just apples, a little lemon juice, a few spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, anything like that that gives it that spicy fall taste is great. You can put sugar in it. You don't have to. I will be adding just a little bit. And it'll cook until your apples are starting to cook down, and then I stick blend it at the end. So for now, I'm going to be taking care of the apples that I have sitting on the counter and filling the pan and getting this cooking. I still have some cabbage I have to process. You might be able to see those behind me, and some carrots. So I will get those done as well. If you want to know how I made the extracts, we'll leave a link in the description box below, and you can go and make yours. It takes a little planning. These have been sitting all year, but they just need about 6 weeks to totally infuse whatever you're extracting. If you don't have that, you can add any extracts you can get at a grocery store, or none of those things and just use some spices. So now that my apples are all peeled and cored, I didn't slice them. It's not necessary, or dice them. It is not necessary. These will cook down, and you want them to cook down and be very soft. I've got my roasting pan on 200. That's going to cook all day and all night. Now, if you're doing this in a crock pot, just put it on the low setting. Keep an eye on it. Now, I don't use a recipe for this, so I add minimal ingredients until it starts cooking down, because then we adjust it to our taste. You can't be afraid to try to experiment with your food. That's the fun in it. So I will try and give you the measurements that I'm using currently, but that will change because after it starts cooking down, I will adjust my recipe. So to this mixture, I'm going to add some cinnamon, and we like a lot of cinnamon in our apple butter. So I'm not going to be precise at this. Again, it matters what you like, your taste. So I'm going to put quite a bit of cinnamon in this at first because you can't have enough. And I'm only measuring to give you an idea. So it's more than a heaping spoonful, and I'll probably do 3 of those. For the vanilla, I'm just going to put a splash. And this is my homemade vanilla extract. Still smells like a bakery. To that, I'm going to add some cinnamon extract And for now, just a couple of tablespoons. And some pecan extract. Again, I will adjust this as I go along. You're just making it to your taste. A little allspice. Nutmeg. And nutmeg can be spicy to a lot of people, so I wouldn't go heavy on that. So the only cloves I have is whole. I don't want to put that in there because I'm going to have to strain it out later. So I'm going to add a little extra allspice. And then you're only going to want to add enough water to help the apples from sticking to the bottom. You don't want it watery. So I'm going to add a little water. So I got about a cup and a half, maybe almost 2 cups. And the apples will make their own juice. You could also add apple juice, apple cider, carrot juice. If you want a cranberry taste in it, you could put some of that in. Keep in mind, cranberry's a little on the tart side, so it will need extra sugar. Also, you can add brown sugar to this, white sugar to this, or any sugar substitute. But you've got to remember to make it shelf stable. These are low acid, so you've got to have your lemon juice, and you've got to have some kind of, even if it's just a little bit of sugar, to help it to remain shelf stable, or at least that's what I've found. So I'm going to add about a cup of sugar. Again, this can be adjusted. I don't want to add brown sugar. If you wanted to add maple syrup, you could, or you could add molasses. Either one's fine. And that's it. Now it needs to cook. But before I put the lid on and have it cooking, I almost forgot. I'm going to add about a half a cup of lemon juice. So I didn't get it on video, but I let my apples cook overnight. It reduced them in about half, and I was able to jar them up and process them. Now your processing time for apple butter is going to be 10 minutes plus altitude. That means another minute for every 100 feet over 1,000. So I processed mine for 12 minutes. I ended up getting quite a bit more than what I expected, but this will go on the shelf. It tastes fabulous. My whole house smelled like fall, and today, at the time of filming this video, it is the first day of fall, and it definitely smelled that way in here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you to put stuff in your pantry, make your house smell like fall. To have apple butter cooking in a crock pot or in a roasting pan like I did, people are going to feel at home. Thank you for watching. Until we see you on the next video, God bless and bye-bye.